So this is the shopping list that we're working with, and my mom was just getting us some bell peppers. I was just showing you guys this vegetable, and now we actually decided to look at more things that we needed to buy. But yeah, just giving you a little tour of what we were looking at. And my mom was just talking to me about this leaf, and she said that it's a really good one. We didn't even know what it was called. We were trying to figure it out the whole time.
Celery, spinach, chives. Where are those? How much is one? 170.
Yeah.
This one you can cook it with others.
So today we're making asita and tagalia. I don't know how to spell that, but yeah. So after you cut the onions, you put Italian seasoning and oil in a pot and mix it. Okay, so this is the dry meat that we were cooking with, and you have to like hit it, and like this is what we were doing. Yeah, we were literally smashing it. Well, my mom was. So you keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it until it gets into itsy bitsy pieces. And here I was just showing you guys a little update on the onions, and they were purple onions that we used, as you can see, and you just have to keep cooking it. And now I was just struggling to hit the red meat and just going back and forth from the onions. And I said the red meat, I meant the dry meat. So yeah, this is what I was doing, just struggling. And then you have to add some garlic in those little pieces that I was taking. This is how the dry meat looked afterwards, and we were just checking on the onions. And now my mom is adding the tomato sauce. She added little by little so that it could cook well, and then she added some more so it can be delicious. For the tagalia, even if I don't know how to pronounce it right, don't roast me in the comments. Thanks.
Open the light. Yeah.
Now she's doing a little taste test. Okay, just you watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe. So it's called sharmut in Arabic, but it's called dry meat in English. So we're gonna call it dry meat. So she added that to the pot. So she just was mixing it, and stirring it, and making sure it gets all in the tagalia that we're making. And of course, you don't put all of it at once. So she just added the last part of the batch of the dry meat, the sharmut. And then she added a pinch of cinnamon, as you can see in the spoon. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the garlic, and we're going to be hitting that to grind it as much as possible so that we can add it to the pot of the tagalia. And so I'm just going back to us mixing it, and we added some water so that it could not stick to the bottom of the pot. And we just mixed that together, just made sure it went in well so that, you know, it could cook better.
Cook like 1 spoon.
So my mom was just telling you guys about what we were adding, and we were adding the okra powder, and you usually put it in the fridge. And we added 2 full spoons of the okra powder and mix that well together. that, guys? So we added the rest of the garlic after grinding it as much as possible, and she's mixing it, and then she's getting the rest of it off of the thing that we use. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that's what we use in our cultures. Now the next thing is about a spoon of ground cumin that we added to the, not a spoon, but you guys can see for yourself how much to add. But yeah, I was just putting it aside. And so now she's going to continue mixing it.
Chili. That's it. Finish. Wow.
So now we're making the asida, which you can call fufu, and you just put water in a pot, let it boil, and now my mom's just adding the first initial flour to just get it that thick feel for the fufu, asida, whatever you want to call it. And you just keep mixing it until it gets a thicker feel. And of course, we didn't put all of it, so she just put the rest of it little by little as it got thicker and thicker, and you guys can see that. So she added the last part of it, and we just kept mixing it. And this was me, like, just, I guess I wasn't even taking it that serious because I was like, ooh, I want to see how thick it really is. Wow. And then
It just fell by itself. I didn't do nothing. From the bottom.
so my mom just took it from me because she was like, you have to do it from the bottom. You're not doing it right. And then the next thing we added was yogurt. That's where you can get it from. We got it from the Arabic store, and that's how much she's adding. So about like a little more than a spoon, I want to say. And then you just mix that together and make sure that you're going from the bottom, because if you're not doing it right, it will not come out right, and you want your food to come out right, don't you? So yeah, she just kept mixing it, and then it gets so thick, like as you guys can see, like how thick it gets. And then we added water because I guess it was starting to it was not, you know, being cooked well, so we just added a little bit more. And this is me going as hard as I can to get it right because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. So I was doing it right. The first time wasn't me being serious, so not too much on me in the comments. And then we added this flour called white wings. You can actually get it from, I think, Walmart or really any store. We added that in there little by little. We didn't add the whole thing, of course. So then we mixed it, that flour, mix it. It's a very white flour. The first flour that we added was a brownish colored flour, so it wasn't as light as the one that we just added. And so you keep mixing it, and making sure, like right now, she's just gathering it all together so that whenever you actually serve it or put it on like the plate, which we're gonna eventually do that, then it's easier to just put it all together as one, because the thing about fufu or asida is so thick. So you want to make sure that it's gathered properly so that it's easy for you to just put it on a plate or whatever you're going to serve it with. And this is what she's doing now. She's actually putting it on a plate, and it's already been gathered together, so she can just, do it quick. It's not going to take that long. And now she's just getting the rest of it so that it's properly, taken out of the pot, so that, we get every bit of what we cooked. And then she uses a spoon. I'm sure a lot of people, they do it differently. Maybe you and your mom, you guys do it differently, but this is the way that we do it. So now she's just taking the tagalia that is in the other pot, and she put it in a bowl so that it's ready to be served. So that's the asida, and that's the tagalia, and it's done.